Hello! A few days ago, I went to a computer repair shop and asked if they had any broken technology, and they told me yes. So they gave me a crappy old HP laptop, which is still better than nothing, and a white MacBook. So I went home, and after some cleaning, I looked at the MacBook to see when it was made and if there were some obvious sign of damage. The screen and everything else looked fine, and the battery wasn't expanding. On the bottom case was written Copyright 2007, so I thought it was a 2007 model. So after plugging it in and pressing the power button, boom, it turned right on. Once I realized it was booting to macOS with some data still on it, I immediately turned it off and turned it back on while pressing Command and S. And with some commands, I deleted what was on it and had a fresh install of macOS without having to use an install CD. So after further examination, I saw that it was still running Snow Leopard, and to my surprise, it was an early 2009 model, so I could install macOS El Capitan, which makes this a perfectly usable machine. So I created an install USB and I was able to install El Capitan. Speaking of some specs, it has a 2.13 GHz Core 2 Duo, an NVIDIA 9400M with 256 MB of memory, 2 GB of RAM clocked at 800 MHz, and the crazy slow original 160 GB Toshiba hard drive. The crazy thing about this MacBook is that it has no issues, and even the battery, which is the 11-year-old one it came with, still holds a charge. I also turned it down as I was curious to see the amount of dust in the fan. It wasn't too dusty, although it's probably never been opened. I currently use this laptop to download files and softwares that might be dangerous and contain viruses. As an example, I've used this MacBook to unlock the iPhone 2G of my last video with Fresno, and I downgraded an iPhone 4 to iOS 5 with the Pluvia tool. I prefer not to install these softwares on my main computer, which is my 3-year-old MacBook Air that you sometimes see, which I use to edit videos and for schoolwork. This MacBook can be upgraded and become a really fast computer. You won't be able to do intense work, but for web browsing, video conferencing, typing documents, and even doing some HD video editing, this laptop would be an amazing option. I would put an SSD and 8 GB of RAM to have some pretty solid performance. So here is it, a fully functional 2009 MacBook that was going to be thrown out. I feel pretty bad thinking that there are thousands of MacBooks like this one that end up in landfill or get shredded like Apple wants. These could be restored and then given to people that can't afford these expensive devices. So let me know in the comments what do you think about this MacBook, and if you also had some luck like I had in this case. Bye!